As I backed up, I felt the fence against my back and I realized there was nowhere else to go. All I wanted to do was play on the playground. Instead, I was desperately searching for a teacher, a yard duty, somebody to help me, but there was no one. I looked up at the 6 faces staring back at me. Please, please don't hurt me. I was scared to death. In fact, I was scared every time I went to the playground, every time I went to the classroom, and every time I went to the bathroom. At school, a place I should have felt safe, but I didn't. In fact, every day I walked into that school, head down, tears in my eyes, fearful for what next thing might happen. It was a no-win situation for me as a kid, and it's a no-win situation for kids and some adults today. I thought I was all alone, but I now know that everyone has either been bullied others, or knows of someone who's been bullied. This affects everyone. And I didn't find that out until I picked up a book. And in that book, there were stories of other people who'd been bullied, other people who'd been scared to death. So I searched for and I found a mentor, a teacher who taught me how to find my confidence. And I became an information junkie. I studied for every certification I could find so I could help others avoid what I had been through. Because I believe every child and every adult should be able to walk into school, work, or home without being bullied. And I believe we can all move through fear to success. I love empowering children, keeping them from being bullied to leaders, terrified to confident, and unsafe to safe, connecting them to their inner superhero. In the past 10 years, I've helped thousands of children do just that and help them build a solid foundation for success in my program, Connect to Your Inner Superhero. It's my superhero anti-bullying program. But a funny thing happened. As I was speaking to kids, adults started coming up to me and saying, you know, I came here for my child, or I came here as a teacher, but I also learned. And I realized that not only do kids need to build a solid foundation for success, but adults, we have cracks in our foundation from the stories of our past. So now I empower children. I empower adults who empower children because this is a huge mission and I can't do it by myself. And I empower adults to find the beauty in the cracks in their foundation, helping everyone truly learn to love themselves, be more confident, and feel safer. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you my superhero secrets so that I can help you build a solid foundation for success or fix those cracks in your foundation. So I'm going to start today with a formula for success. It is E plus R equals O. Now that E, that stands for the events in your life. R, that's what I call your superhero power. It's your choice. It is your response. And O, that's the outcome. Now, you can't change the events in your life. They happen. The only thing you can change is that response in order to change the outcome. So let's look at some events you could have throughout the day. Say you've done your meditation in the morning, you've drank your coffee or tea, you've done yoga, you've walked, whatever it is to get your mindset positive. And then you get in the car and you start heading to work and someone cuts you off. Are you going to get angry, flip them off, yell at them, and then make yourself angry and ruin your day? Or are you going to stop and think, well, maybe they had somewhere to go and it was an emergency. They're safe, I'm safe, it's okay, let me move on. And maybe send some positive thoughts their way for a good day. Another event, your significant other comes home and they obviously had a bad day because now they're snapping at you. Are you going to engage in an argument with them? Or are you going to realize that maybe they had a bad day and something happened? There's no reason to engage in an argument. And my very, very favorite, your child says to you, you are the worst mom in the world. That's my favorite. I have 5 kids, so. And I think, you know what? Am I a bad mom? And you start thinking through all the list of things that you maybe didn't feel like you did right. How are you going to respond? You just realize that they're trying to rile you up. Don't let them win. Remember, your response is your superhero power. I also believe you can build a solid foundation for success with self-love and self-confidence. Now, some people think those are the same, but they're not. Self-love is how you feel about yourself, and self-confidence is how you feel about the tasks that you perform. So there's many ways that we can build self-love and self-confidence, especially with our self-talk and the words that we say. I would like you to stretch out your hands, and if you are sitting by anybody, please don't hit them. And you'll see that there is a line at the bottom of your hand. So with surgical precision, I would like you to line those up and put those in front of you. Now, most of us will have a hand that's smaller than the other. If you don't worry, there's nothing wrong with you, I promise. If you have a hand that's smaller than the other, I would like you to put that in front of you. And if you have hands of the same size, just pick a hand and put it in front of you. I'm going to count to 3, and then together for a count of 8, we're going to point to our hand and we're going to say, grow longer. So 1, 2, 3. Grow longer, 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 grow longer. Now again, with surgical precision, I'd like you to line your hands up and check me on this. You should have that smaller hand should now be bigger than the other hand, and if you had hands the same size, one of them should be bigger. Some of you think we just entered the twilight zone. Now I know I am actually aging myself there. But I promise you we're going to go ahead and put this back. So go ahead and put that hand in front of you that you had in front of you a second ago. And I'm going to count to 3, and together we're going to say 5 times go back. So go back, 1, 2, 3, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Please check me on that to make sure that your hand actually did go back. And if you're thinking this works on any other part of your body, it absolutely does not, just your hands. So what does that show you? That shows you your body immediately responds from your self-talk, what you think, and the words that you say. There's an immediate response. We have over 70,000 thoughts in a day. If most of those are negative, what's going to happen to you? What energy are you going to send out there? How are you going to react to people? So think about those self-thoughts and the things that you say. Most of us say things to ourselves that we would never say to our best friend. Another way that you can build your self-confidence is called the mirror exercise. So for 30 days, I challenge you to stand in front of the mirror in the morning and say, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, handsome. I love you. And find just something that you like about yourself. Most of us are trained to find what we hate. I challenge you to find what you like about yourself, your eyes, your cheeks, your hair, whatever it is, and acknowledge that out loud. You might want to warn everyone in your house because they might think that you've gone a little bit crazy there. That's okay though. And at night, I challenge you to say, good night, beautiful. Good night, handsome. I love you. And acknowledge something that you did that day. So for me, maybe I would say, good night, beautiful. I love you. And I am so proud of you for getting up on stage today when you were nervous because you know you were helping others. So you're going to do that for 30 days in a row. And if you stop, you do need to start over because we want to create a solid habit, something that we can do every day and really start to love ourselves. When I look in the mirror, I also want to acknowledge that inner beauty. Those inner superhero traits is what I call them. It's not always what you see on the outside, it's also what's inside. And if we can connect to those inner superhero traits and then use those to serve others, imagine how much better the world would be. So when I was being bullied, I would go home every day and I would watch Wonder Woman, Linda Carter on TV. Again, aging myself, I know. But I loved Wonder Woman because she was not only powerful, but she was there to spread peace and love. And my name, Jeannette Paxia, actually means God's gift of peace. So my mission is to bring peace to children and adults. So when I look in the mirror, I also see Wonder Woman. So even if you don't wear a cape every day, find those inner superhero traits and connect them. I would like for you with me to picture a day when no child or no adult walks into school or work and gets bullied. Picture a day when we don't hear about bullying and school shootings. Picture a day when we all can move through fear to success. Now, I talked about in the beginning the story about when I was on the playground and how I was scared to death, and I was, but I also was scared to go into the bathroom. So recently I went back to that school and I spoke. And the first thing I did was walk around the playground, and then I stood at that bathroom door. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little scared. But I knew then that when I walked through the door, there wasn't going to be bullies there. So I went ahead and walked through. And I realized at that moment that if I didn't get bullied for all of those years, I wouldn't be here today helping other people. If you had asked me at the time, I would have asked you to please stop that. In fact, I begged my parents every day to stop the bullying because it was years. But I wouldn't change 1 second of that because I get to empower children and I get to empower adults. And I love doing this. I love helping people. Today is the day you can become more powerful in any situation. Today is the day you can become more confident in any situation. Today is the day you become a superhero.